Hello, 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 and welcome back for another episode of Patriotic Housewife. Today, we are going to be talking about the lawsuit with Elijah Schaffer being sued by Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, for retweeting a picture. And that news broke yesterday about her suing him for a hefty $5 million. So apparently, you can't say anything, even allegedly, without worrying about getting sued or retweeting a picture with whatever was on there. But let's dive right into this, guys, because this is pretty crazy. Talk about freedom of speech, your First Amendment here. Let's see. So, Kash Patel's partner sues podcaster for $5 million for calling her an Israeli spy. On September 14th, Schaffer retweeted a post that circulated the claim that Wilkins was a honeypot agent. FBI Director Kash Patel's partner, Alexis Wilkins, has filed a $5 million defamation lawsuit against conservative podcaster Elijah Schaffer, accusing him of spreading false claims that she was an Israeli spy. According to the court filing, Schaffer allegedly perpetuated a malicious lie by falsely suggesting that American-born country singer Wilkins was an agent of a foreign government assigned to manipulate and compromise the director of the FBI, according to Newsweek. The filing further claims that he used this fabricated narrative to attract attention on social media. The complaint stems from a September 14th tweet. Schaffer retweeted a post that circulated the claim that she was a honeypot agent. The lawsuit explains that even though Elijah Schaffer's tweet was wordless, the meaning was still clear to the viewers. So even if you guys just retweet something, and write nothing because it's implied, you could be sued for $5 million for implying something, for not even coming out and saying it. That is wild. This is abuse of Kash Patel's power. Also, this is concerning because he is the director of the FBI. This is such a level of petty that it's embarrassing. Like, he needs to resign. He is doing nothing that he's supposed to be doing. His emotions are so involved. He's like a teenage girl going through puberty who has a boy crush. I mean, let's be real. Like, this is just crazy to me. Now, Schaffer has responded to the lawsuit and denied calling her a honeypot. According to Primetimer, Schaffer said the lawsuit itself acknowledged that this post was a wordless reply, meaning he did not write or say anything accusing Wilkins of being a Mossad agent. He further said the defamation claim was baseless because this post contained no direct reference to Wilkins, Patel, or anything spying allegations. So we're just going to go to his Twitter because we're going to take a quick minute to watch his reply, because he did put up a reply video yesterday on X. So let's go to that. We'll watch that really quick and then we will discuss that further. So here it is. And let's see what Elijah has to say.
That I was being sued for $5 million by Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. And the reason why might actually shock you. About a couple months ago, I posted this photo on the public social media platform X. I posted it with no caption, no suggestions of any malintent or any slander, defamation, or criticisms of character. I did so attached to an X post shared by another account that I'm not connected to that talked about government agents being compromised. Now Alexis Wilkins is saying that I owe her $5 million for damages, the exact evaluation of my company, and if I cannot come up with that money, that I'm going to have to shut down my business, give up all of my digital assets and my entire voice online in order to pay her back. So why does Kash Patel's girlfriend want to silence me? Well, it comes down to the lawsuit itself. Before anyone jumps to conclusions and says, well, don't say that she's a honeypot.
Guys, do you realize how crazy that is? That I still can't get over it. Retweeting with no commentary at all, not even directly calling her anything. An insinuation could get you sued for $5 million. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And him having to give up the company that he created, that he worked his ass off to build, that pays his bills. She's going to be able to come after him for all of that and then some for retweeting a picture. There are people that are probably going to come out of the woodwork and sue people for much worse now, because we can sue over retweeting a picture with no verbiage at all. That's just crazy.
I'd like to say I never did. I never would. I never felt like suggesting that, never even suggested that in my own head. So why am I being sued for something I never did? To give proof of that, in section 14 of the lawsuit, it states, while the defendant may not have included any caption to spell out the meaning of his post, he didn't have to. Ever since Kash Patel was appointed as director of the FBI in February of 2025, the conspiratorial corners of the internet and social media have been spreading false narratives about Ms. Wilkins as an Israeli Mossad agent, spy, or quote, honeypot, who is only in the relationship with Kash Patel to spy on and manipulate the United States government. Defendant's wordless reply, it goes on to say. So to clarify, before we go any further, if you post a public photo of a government official and his romantic partner, who he's not married to, a very important fact we'll talk about, you as a private citizen or a member of the press can be bankrupted, have your entire company shut down, or completely mocked, slandered, and dragged through lawfare because of what? Because of your First Amendment protected rights. Now, I believe that this lawsuit is not only an attack on our First Amendment and our constitutional rights given to us by God, but I believe this is also a violation of SLAPP ordinances. This seems to be a proxy lawsuit, if anything, from Kash Patel himself, and I have the evidence to prove it. We'll start here by talking about what is this lawsuit about and why is it so concerning. As I just read in the previous section, Alexis Wilkins states that I never said anything about her being a Mossad agent. So how am I being sued for saying anything about that? Considering,
guys, I'm going to pause this real quick because I want to bring out this point that them suing Elijah can now basically, they subpoena phone records, they can subpoena your devices and go through, and then everything that's now in the phone is now evidence. So if there was anything to hide, this was a huge mistake on their part because they can now subpoena devices.
I'm being sued for things I didn't say? Yeah, you heard that right. They're suing me for the implications based upon.
Also, just want to say this is probably why, and this is why I think no one has come out to publicly sue Candace Owens for anything, because if they publicly come after her like that and they file a lawsuit, she can subpoena phone records, all the devices. It would be a freaking mess. And this is what should make everyone's hair on their arms stand up, because there's a reason that they're not coming after her. She's openly said that if George or Erica ask her to stop, she will stop. No one is asking her to stop. If she was truly not stating facts, you guys, by now, TPUSA or someone would have sued her. Mikey McCoy, somebody would have sued her. My opinion. Let me know what you guys think.
Previous posts I had made on my X account, not about Alexis, not about Kash, but about the state of Israel. I take you to section 17 of evidence. Defendant frequently posts anti-Israel rhetoric accusing Israel of controlling the United States and its politicians, in which they share a post that I said Trump doesn't want to admit that Netanyahu doesn't fear him. Israel has more control over the USA than we do over them. Our politicians are hook, line, and sinker, sold out to the Jewish state of regime. It's genuinely disheartening, and we must remove these parasites from AIPAC. They also posted more evidence in the lawsuit, nothing to do with Alexis Wilkins, nothing to do with Kash Patel, and nothing to do with me saying anything about her being a Mossad agent. I never said it, so they don't have evidence. So why is it that they've made the entire lawsuit about my thoughts on the Israeli government? That's highly suspicious. They also posted more evidence where I said my entire feed is just about people glazing Israel and defending the occupation of our nation. It's incredible. It all happened after the forced TikTok sale on behalf of the ADL. I also said you either get Israel-controlled politicians who hate you or foreigners who hate you. Welcome to America. I hate it here, And one of the last posts they put, there's many more that I'll read, is, it breaks my heart that Trump could have been if he wasn't a slave to Israel. Tragic. Now, if you're like me and you're wondering, what did I possibly do to receive a lawsuit for $5 million, which they suspiciously got the exact valuation of my intellectual property, that would force me to shut down and apologize and turn over all my assets to the district court, that would require me to turn over communications in discovery, which I'll talk about what we're planning on doing and how we're going to be responding to this. I'm going to tell you, this is a very dangerous precedent for the American people, because the entire evidentiary case they have against me is that I do not support Israel, that I do not believe that Americans are free, that we are occupied by Israel, and that my criticisms of Kash are why this is filed. Now,
by the way, you guys, he is saying what 1,001 other people have said. He is saying what 1,000 other people feel and think. And basically what we're being told here is we are not allowed to think. We are not allowed to use our own brains. We were already told with the Charlie Kirk case, we are not allowed to ask questions. We are not allowed to investigate at all and do independent journalism. We are to take the narrative and eat it. And, you know, he brings up an excellent point. Do you realize how many people would have been sued now for the things that they have said about Trump or anybody else? So why is Kash Patel using his power this way? Shouldn't he be like investigating the Epstein files? Shouldn't he be figuring out the pipe bomber? Shouldn't he be figuring out what happened on January 6th with the insurrection where Trump did not incite violence? Thousands of other things that he should be concerned about. But instead, he's too concerned about people not liking his girlfriend.
Let's talk about this. I want to clarify these things.
Which, by the way, sorry to pause this again. Did anyone even really know her prior to Kash Patel? I don't personally think she's talented at all. I think her music is stupid, quite frankly. And I'm pretty sure now she's like a speaker for TPUSA. And I know that she's like in the past sung songs before certain events and stuff. But I just find this very interesting that nobody knew who she was. Not to mention there's no talent there. And the reason that she even probably has like, 8,000 views, I think I heard a month on Spotify, is because of her relationship with Kash Patel, who got her in the door with TPUSA, which is how she even got out of singing in a bar, I'm sure. But whatever.
Never said anything about Alexis Wilkins, period. She said that I had a wordless reply. Sounds dystopian, doesn't it? She also said I didn't imply anything about her being a Mossad agent. In fact, it says that I just posted a picture of our unmarried head of intelligence in our country, one of the single most important positions in the world, that is dating a girl who we know nothing about. He is not married in a committed relationship by law. That's important. And he's on the dating market. Do you want your FBI director to be on the dating market? I just think it's interesting, whether he's with her or anybody else. It's like, yeah, people can, be susceptible towards whatever's going on. And that's not even why I posted the photo. But, well, people could.
But why can't we post our opinions about somebody? Like, for instance, they're taking this so far, you guys. They are suing several people now. So Kyle Seraphin, they are suing Sam Parker from Twitter. I just can't get over it. So they're suing for defamation. But yet Kash Patel can allegedly use $60 million of FBI, basically jet money, to attend his girlfriend's performance at a wrestling event in Nashville. That's okay. But we're going to sue people for retweeting a wordless tweet with a picture. And we're going to sue people for saying they don't like her, or she's not talented, or she got to where she got because of Kash Patel. I mean, that's craziness. Like, that's it. Those are opinions. People are allowed to have opinions. What is it saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Get over it, Kash. Get over it, Alexis. Grow up. People aren't going to always like you. Period.
Could be. So what would be wrong?
Live your life. You're happy.
If somebody even did imply that. I didn't imply it, But it's like, even if they're accusing me of doing what they say I did, is there a crime in just wondering if your intelligence agencies are being led by uncompromised individuals? No, obviously not. Look at James O'Keefe's entire investigative portal. He literally finds unmarried government officials, intelligence operatives from the CIA, and he sets them up on fake dates, uses them to get sensitive information, and then compromises entire departments. It happens all the time. Americans have the right to question if that's happening to anyone in our government. Doesn't matter if they're a private citizen or a public figure like Miss Wilkins, who, by the way, Kash has said is a public figure. He boasts all the time how she's one of the most popular country singers of all time. She's also a PragerU commentator, another organization tied to the IDF and Israeli government, allegedly. Well, I'll tell you this. I want to ask yourself the question here. If the head of the FBI girlfriend is suing a private citizen and a journalist for posting a picture without any inference based only on the evidence that he criticized a foreign government, we have to ask ourselves, not only is Alexis Wilson foolish, is she stupid? That's my question. How dumb are you that you would file this lawsuit? You're making a mockery of yourself, your own intelligence. You make embarrassing your boyfriend. But most importantly, you're embarrassing the FBI, the United States government, and overall the Trump administration.
I don't agree that she's embarrassing her boyfriend in the FBI. I think he's doing a great job of that all by himself. Like, he needs none of her help. He's already made a donkey of himself.
With your foolish attempt to try to intimidate and bully someone from being able to use their First Amendment right. So I ask myself these two questions. Does Kash Patel know about this? Well, if he doesn't, and he doesn't know that his girlfriend is waging million-dollar lawsuits using, according to Max Blumenthal in the Gray Zone, she's using Kash Patel's legal resources, his own law firm. She's using the FBI director's law firm. Now, that's Max Blumenthal.
Oh my goodness, if that is true. Oh my goodness. More resources being used, not for what they should be.
Reporting, we'll see if that turns out to be true. Well, if he doesn't, what kind of FBI director doesn't know that his girlfriend is filing?
He knows. Trust me, he knows.
Frivolous lawsuits against the press for an ungodly amount of money, using his attorneys and his name to weaponize the legal system against the journalists and a media company. True. Now, if he does know, this is a proxy lawsuit now by Kash Patel, the FBI director of the USA. And now this is problematic because now you have the most powerful law enforcement agency in the entire country trying to stop private citizens from posting public pictures I guess they don't like. Are we allowing ourselves to do that? Are they allowed to do that? I don't think so. So now, of course, we're on the fence here. If we allow Kash and his girlfriend, who are now obviously, this lawsuit wasn't about her, it entirely deviated from anything about her. It was all about my criticisms of Kash, the way Kash has been under stress, and again, paints me as an anti-Semite. Now, why would they do that? Well, there's only two reasons. Either A, they're trying to make the court think I'm a bad person so that they'll rule in her favor by smearing me and slandering me with unrelated facts, or B, that's what this lawsuit is about. And I believe the latter. They're both true, but the latter. This lawsuit is about silencing critics of Israel. Now, this kind of stuff happens in Australia where they don't have God-given rights. It happens in the UK.
I agree with him. I think it's both. I really do. I think it's about letting us know that we don't essentially have freedom of speech. It's all going to be controlled. I think what we watched publicly with what happened to Charlie Kirk, I think what that was everyone's warning of shut up, or this is what happens. Use your brain, or this is what happens. You know what I mean? If you use your brain, this is what happens. This is a clear weaponization of power. I mean, it's something.
But the fact is, well, she might argue, hey, she's a public figure. She's not a government official. But if she's using the director's law firm, this is very serious. This is a proxy lawsuit to bully me, the American people, a small independent media company, into.
I have a question. Where's Trump? Is Trump not paying attention to this? I mean, I know he's the president, but get a hold of this dude, Trump. Get rid of him. He is literally embarrassing you. He's an embarrassment to this administration. And it's ruining anyone voting for JD Vance. It really is, because everything that, and I'm a Trumper. I voted for him 3 times. I like Trump, but a lot of things he campaigned on are not happening. And that's got people really pissed off. The EBT situation has people pissed off. Not, you know what I mean? There's just several things. This is like the icing on the cake. Him just letting Kash Patel run around and do whatever he wants.
Not being able to comment on our elected and appointed government officials, their affairs.
Let me know in the comments, guys, by the way, what do you think Dan Bongino is thinking right now? He has to be mortified and embarrassed himself. He has to be. He does not strike me as the person who is going to be like, oh, yeah, this was a great idea, phenomenal. He has to be mortified that he is working alongside of this.
And their public life. We are taking this on full force. My company will not be intimidated by government officials, their proxies, or Trump's inner circle. We did not take money from Miriam Adelson, and here at the Rift TV, going to rifttv.com, we are asking you guys to support us in this legal fight because, again, we have been implicated on nothing. We have been accused of nothing. We have been told that we said nothing wrong. We have never been accused of lying. And by any fact, there's nothing in this lawsuit that states that we did anything criminal, libel, or defamatory. All it states, and you can see the documents there at the Gray Zone article linked here, all it states is that we are critical of Israel, and therefore we are endangering her reputation and her husband's or her boyfriend, whatever they are. We don't know what they are. And that is enough to ruin your life. Do you want to live in a country like that? Well, we're striking back legally. We've attained one of the biggest legal teams in the state of Florida in the circuit court who has graciously taken us on. We will be taking legal donations. There is a legal fund below to take on the federal government, which we believe is doing this by proxy. We are filing to dismiss this and pursue further legal discovery. We would like to obtain communications between Kash.
The can of worms that is now going to be opened, you guys, is wild.
Patel and his girlfriend to find out if he knew about these lawsuits.
If Kash Patel didn't know about this and she actually did this behind his back, he's got to be livid now that this has opened up this can of worms for him as well. I mean, this is just so crazy.
Find out if she ever informed him and to go under discovery and under deposition to find out exactly what went on. Now, she's not just asking for a legal lawsuit. She's asking me to go before a jury. That's very important in a district that's very unfriendly with people who think like me. Calculated? Of course it is. Now, what does this mean for the American people? If you can be sued by Trump's inner circle into financial bankruptcy for protected speech, I would like to say that this lawsuit, if at all even entertained and not dismissed, is an all-out retaliation over free speech in this country, based solely on the predication that I am critical of Israeli influence in our country. I believe these people have overstepped their boundaries as citizens of this country. They've overstepped their legal boundaries as plaintiffs in a lawsuit. And I also believe they have overstepped their boundaries as American representatives and those in such high positions as being romantic partners and directors of the FBI. This is a full-on assault on our First Amendment. And now you might be asking, why me? Why Elijah Schaffer?
I'm going to stop it there, you guys. So he's not wrong. 1000%. This should scare everybody because at the end of the day, they could come after anybody. And Elijah Schaffer has been very vocal about several things, which is why he's mainly on Rumble. And I'm just not shocked. Like I keep saying, like, I'm so surprised, but I'm really not surprised because by the day, everything just gets to be more, I hate to say it's silly. This is like a clown show. I feel like I'm at the circus. So, yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. I hope people donate to his legal fund. Hopefully they win this lawsuit. I have a feeling this is going to be a huge mistake that they made to even go down this path with him. They're going to have to sue everybody on the internet because I have seen so many people talk about this, and I've seen so many people talk about several honeypot situations in general. So once again, this all comes back to the First Amendment. Yes, I understand like there's a certain level of freedom of speech that could be dangerous, but if you're not inciting violence and you're just saying, hey, this is my opinion, I mean, this is like me suing girls in high school for spreading rumors about me. That happened all the time. Can I sue them for defamation for them, saying this or that? I mean, you can't. I mean, it's very difficult. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, being that he just retweeted a picture and there's really no verbiage there or text. It's literally just a retweet. So I'm not really sure, just because of the picture itself. I guess it's like insinuating. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think the FBI is looking very circusy these days. And yeah, I think it's time for Trump to address Kash Patel. I think it's time for him to go. Again, you guys, be sure to like this video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It's free. By engaging with the post, commenting, liking. You guys are helping my video, helping my community grow. And I appreciate all the support as we continue to grow this channel. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you all in the next one.